Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am your host, Saucy McFoodlefist, and in the last one, we had lunch with Zach and Becca, and today we are, I don't know, going back to work or something? Anyway, we heard the sound of traffic or something. I think I clicked over the last screen, but also, I just want to mention, I purchased this game. It was $10, and so far, I'm a couple hours deep into the game, and I really don't know if it's worth the money, but I'm really hoping that it's just kind of, like a slow burn. But anyway, it's far from unbearable, but it's cold enough to put most people in a fickle mood or make them vulnerable to catching something. It's like COVID? Is that what they're talking about? No wonder we have staff members going AWOL lately, not to mention my boss's mercurial moods. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I want our usual cloudy weather back. Oh, maybe they're talking about the sun. For all the gripes about the unpredictable weather, though, the streets of Luxburn remain constantly busy. The hurried tapping of shoes against the pavement and the inane chatter coming from the lunchtime crowd fill the humid afternoon air. A small reminder of things we still have to do, regardless of how much I want to return to the comfort of my bed. Don't we all, Isabella? Don't we all? But back to Briar Realty for me. Zach to a meeting with a magazine publisher featuring luxury houses, and Becca to her lesson plans and books at home. But more than once, I catch her sneaking a longing glance over something displayed on a shop window. Did she want to buy something? Maybe I can get it for her this Christmas. Yeah, Christmas is coming up. I turned my head at the last shop she checked out. A fleeting glimpse. The world stills. She looks at me, eyes hollow, gaze piercing, and boring into my very soul like a set of chains to keep my body still. Ooh, see, things are getting good now. I maybe spoke too soon. There are no shadows or whispers this time. Only a plea. A hum, low and indistinct. Compelling me, beckoning me, intent on dragging me into the void beyond the glass. I don't dare move. My heart hammers against my ribs, each beat, every thump screaming at me to look away and make a run for it. But I can't. I couldn't. All of my limbs feel heavy while my own breathing strains in the face of her calls.
Leave me alone.
Her mouth is stretched in a grin, wide and unpleasant. The panic building up in my chest forces me to take a tentative step back. I try not to stare at the decaying flesh, the blood streaming from the gaping wounds on her arm, or her nailless fingers. I don't want this. Not like this. Not like this! Not after I got what I want for Papa.
No, stop. Leave me alone.
Her face contorts and she lets out a wail, sharp and utterly unforgiving. Rage. There is only hatred and bitterness, as if the very notion of turning away from her is an offense in itself.
Please! I don't want this!
Before I know it, I'm stumbling backwards, my own throat hoarse from the screams I didn't even notice already coming out of my mouth. Then, the back of my feet catches a loose stone, sending me sprawling on the ground. The resulting pain completely jolts me out of the haze, blurring my mind. That happened to me yesterday, by the way. I was walking to the store, and I just, straight up fell down, because, I have a bad ankle. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Continuing. For a little while, my surroundings appear unfamiliar, until Becca's face swims into my vision. A look of concern is on her face, and her hands are gripping my arms tight. Even Zach appears beside himself with worry while he stands behind her, acting as a shield against the small crowd of onlookers forming around us.
What happened?
Bella, you okay?
My mouth opens and closes, but nothing comes out. The words refuse to form. On impulse, I sneak a swift glance at the display window. She's gone. Yet the foreboding feeling hasn't left me. My hands are shaking as I push myself off the ground, my weakened limbs relying solely on reflex and muscle memory. Something icy has made its home at the pit of my stomach. I want to throw up anything to get this wretched sensation out.
You are screaming. Zach, call someone! No, don't. I'm good. I'm good. I need to get to the office. Rose, the floor plans. Someone's going to pick it up. I'll see you later.
Careful. Don't stand up yet. Stay put, Isabella. Zach, you watch over her for me. I'll call for someone.
Who? I attempt a smile to put her at ease, but it likely comes off as a grimace. Gently, I push her hands off my shoulders. My knees are still trembling, but I can stand. Leave. Leave me. Stay away. Away. The humidity is stifling. Everyone's stares are unnerving, and Becca and Zach's concerns are suffocating. I don't want to be here. No more. I break into a run. I wish I hadn't left my bed this morning. Here, with only the occasional drips of water on the sink and the whirring of the fan blades to keep me company, it's easy to fall into a cycle of negative thinking. That's how I feel, Isabella, living in my apartment with only the sounds of my refrigerator to keep me company. But that's a story for another day. Look there's instant noodles on the desk. There's like something with this game and instant noodles, I swear. But even with the clutter to keep me company, the room still feels a whole lot bigger than usual. I hug my knees closer as a group passes by outside. Loud. So loud. If only there was a way to tune everything out, to keep my head from replaying every image, every sound of her. Her screams, her awkward gait as she reaches me, her bone-chilling smile, her pleas for... Enough. That's enough. A shiver passes over me, though it's not from the hair still hanging damp against my back, nor the draft that enters the room from the windows I've left wide open. They don't look wide open. My gaze shifts over the letter sitting on the coffee table. Its edges flutter innocuously as the wind touches it. Funny how an ordinary-looking piece of paper can bring this much trouble. The impulse to throw it away or rip it into pieces is still there. I could easily do it, but after that, what? Will she leave me? What about those people who have already seen it? Will they be okay? Yeah, I think we've shown it to 4 people so far. The uncertainty gnaws at me. Knowing that she's real and might also go after the people I care about, I just wish someone would listen. Believe me. The abrupt break in silence nearly makes me jump out of my skin. That's me, by the way. Anytime I hear a sound, I'm a really jumpy MFer. Frowning, I take a quick look at the clock on my bedside table. It's late. No one usually visits me around this hour, except maybe for...
Isabella? Are you in there?
Her tone is tentative, unsure, testing whether I'll respond or not. Any other day, she'll just enter the room after one knock. Today, I think she's trying to be considerate. She knows I'm in here, and she can easily go inside since I've given her a copy of my key years ago, purely on her insistence, of course, after she saw the state of my room. In her own words, like a hurricane passed through this place. Ever since, she'll drop by from time to time, either to share whatever she's dished up or help me clean. She knocks again, louder this time, albeit the kind with less urgency. I take that as my cue to answer the door.
Hey.
Hey there. Mind if I come in?
She holds out a paper bag to me. From inside, a savory aroma wafts into the air, making my stomach rumble rather loudly. Becca shoots me a knowing smile before she walks into my apartment like she owns the place.
I knew you missed dinner. I picked this up on my way home. Thought you'd like one too. And Why is it so dark in here? Were you sleeping when I knocked?
I move to turn on the lights myself before she stretches her hand out for the switch.
Not really. I was just thinking.
About? Did you rearrange things again? Where are the plates?
Stuff. The cupboard to your right, top shelf.
Only the clinking of silverware could be heard as a flush fills the room, a sound both familiar and awkward. I can easily answer her previous questions to cover the lack of talk, but her hurried movements and hesitant tone, I know she'll bring it up sooner. The food is just a ruse to get me to open my mouth. I'm unsure if I should happy or mad that it should be. I'm unsure if I should be happy or mad that I have someone like Becca who knows me so well. Minutes later, she's pushing a plate into my hands and settles on the sofa opposite my seat at the edge of the bed. She sticks fork in her own dish. She sticks a fork in her own dish, yet she does not go beyond shoving the meat and peas around her plate. She would have scolded me by now if I did the same in front of her. Shrugging, I look down at my own food and...
It's pork? Are you sure you want to eat this?
Don't look at me like I'm feeding you poisonous stuff.
I know, but pork? You hate pork.
I don't hate it. I just don't like eating it on a regular basis. I can always burn it off with a few hours of jogging. Why are you being picky about this? You're the one who doesn't even gain weight no matter how much or whatever you eat.
I thought all we ate was top ramen.
I was just asking. You threw a fit when I used pork in your stovies that one time.
It wasn't a good day to eat that? And what about you? You don't seem to be having a good day either.
She opens the subject with the same finesse a bulldozer has. I might have laughed if we were talking about something else. I'm almost impressed. She used to complain about my own tendency to do that. In the end, Becca simply gives up any pretense of eating, and she sets her own plate on the side table. She leans forward in her seat, clasping her hands together in her lap as her expression grows serious. It reminds me of that one time I got sent to the principal's office. I can neither recall when or why, the memory's vague now, considering the years since. But I remember squirming on my seat a lot, the agonizing weight and the intense desire to leave the room.
Isabella, what happened?
I spear a piece of meat and pop it in my mouth. It's good, but the taste doesn't really register. Register? A shame. Becca, sharp as ever, is quick to pick up on this and pushes through with her questions, forgoing her place in the couch to sit beside me. Not that the concern is unwelcome, quite the opposite actually. See, I totally shipped these guys. Wait, no, I shipped her and Rose, not her and Becca, never mind. Except the expectation we'd fall into the same cyclical argument is there.
About yesterday, during Zach's movie, things didn't end well, and I guess... No, let me rephrase that. I just want to say I'm sorry. We're sorry. We were pretty harsh.
Although I'm still upset about it, Becca seems sincere with her apology. What's the point?
Don't bother.
Are you going to tell me about it?
Does it matter?
It does. I think so, yeah? How do you expect people to listen to you if you keep avoiding questions?
I wasn't... I'm not asking you to listen to me right now, am I?
Now you're just being a child.
I'm 26. You're the one who came here to bring me food I didn't ask for. You're not even eating it yourself. And it doesn't even taste that good. It's too spicy. I bet you don't even like it. And...
Wow, Isabella, giving her the business. My heart's pounding hard against my ribs. My breathing also grows erratic. The sheets of my bed creases under my tight grip. I didn't mean to yell, especially at her. It just came out. That's what she said. yet it feels oddly satisfying to do so. Becca's smiling knowingly at me when I look at her. Only then does it register what she has been trying to do.
Are you done?
You're an awful friend.
She laughs softly yet unrestrained. It isn't mocking, but one that brings a sense of familiarity in it, and it does a great job of lightening up the mood.
Feeling better?
Not entirely, but thanks. I'm being petty, aren't I?
We both are. Figures why we're friends, right? So, are you going to tell me about it?
What's the point?
Isabella, the point is...
Yesterday! I spoke about it yesterday, didn't I? But nobody believed me. I kept repeating and repeating and repeating myself, but none of you took my word for it.
I don't know if that's entirely true. She didn't keep repeating herself,
Because
but
none of it sounds realistic.
Yet you're here asking about it. What do you really want?
Because I need to know where you're coming from.
we fall silent, both of us coming to the same realization that we're going nowhere if we keep shouting at each other like this. With a sigh, Becca reaches for the letter on the table. She inspects it in the same manner one does with something fragile, holding it with all the care in the world. So I believe she's the 5th person that we've shown the letter to, and it said show the letter to 5 people, right? Right? Alright. Her stare lingers on the message printed on it. Something pensive sets in her face as she reads the lines over and over again. I want to stop her, take the papers away from her hands, hide it. But it's too late now, isn't it? Yesterday's and today's argument was my own doing. That more than not being believed, I'm running away from guilt. Aren't we all, Isabella? Aren't we all? From the idea that I put my own friends in danger, that I'm afraid to do anything about it. I'm using my own anger to hide my own fears about myself. I'm a coward.
Tell me everything. Don't leave anything out, you hear me?
I hesitate. Becca's far from a person who'd believe in such things, yet
You really want to hear it?
she nods. I tell her everything, from the moment I arrived at the mansion, my search for Rose, and what I saw. True to her words, she listens. Not in the same way a person who hangs onto a storyteller's every word, as if it's the only truth in the world, but in a manner a person who has simply offered to lend an ear to someone who needs it does. No personal opinions, no long arguments about whether it's truth or not, just her undivided attention. Oh, it's kind of sweet of Becca. And it's pleasant to be heard like this, or to be heard, that is.
Is it the same? This afternoon? I've never heard you scream like that.
She was there.
She? Who is she? I'm missing a lot of things here, Belle.
Her! The ghost! She's just there, standing, calling for me.
On the streets?
On the window! Becca, it's her face when she looks at me. It's here, stuck in my head. I can't shake it off. There are voices, shadows asking for help. I don't know how. I don't know what she wants from me. Lord, I don't even know how to help myself right now.
My hands begin to shake. Balling them into fists is all I can do to keep them from moving. She may not be here. I may not be seeing her misshapen face smiling at me, but the dread remains. I don't want to be by myself. I don't want to be left alone with these haunting images again.
I'm sorry. I didn't know this has been bothering you like this.
Why are you apologizing?
Look at you. This isn't the Isabella I know. Any other day you'd bounce back. You got what you wanted today. Your dad's gonna be okay. And yet here you are. Zach can tell. I'm sure Ash can as well. I'm probably the only one thinking of selfish reasons the day before.
Where exactly is this coming from, Becca?
I don't think she means to say that. I don't think she means to say that one out loud. judging by how quick her head snaps up at my question.
Certain things. It's nothing. Don't get worked up about it. Anyhow, I should go. Try not to think about it, alright? You need your rest. And
But
I've got papers to check and lesson plans to review for this week's class.
But I don't want to be alone.
I'll be next door if you need me.
My hands move automatically to grab the back of her shirt before she can take a single step away. I have no idea what came over me. Her apartment's next door. I can easily bother her if I need something. She said so herself. However, my trembling hands refuse to budge. I don't want to be alone.
Do you want me to stay?
Can you? Just until I fall asleep?
What are you, 5?
Please? I really, absolutely don't want to be left alone right now. I tried to sleep earlier. Last night, too. I thought a shower would help today, but it's still in my head.
What am I going to do with you?
I smile. Thanks, Becca.
Thank you, Becca. You can bring your work here if you want.
No thanks. My brain needs a break too. In any case, I won't be able to function properly here.
She gestures at my room as the clutter, specifically, like it has offended her. It probably did.
How can you work in this place?
I just do. Hey, I don't say anything about your room.
That's because it's clean. Of course there's nothing else for you to comment on.
Hey, I clean too. Once a week. Or month.
We continue like this for the rest of the night, with mundane and nonsensical talk about anything our minds could think of over food long left cold. To an outsider, it might sound uninteresting, boring even, but to us, it's good enough. Alright, we are going to end the episode off here. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. We'll see you all in the next one, and goodbye everyone.